Today, we're going to explore how to assess the safeguards risks involved in our activities. Understanding risks is key to keeping everyone safe, especially when it comes to safeguarding. We'll break it down using 6 important elements: what, who, with how many, where, when, and accessibility. Let's start with what. Imagine you're holding a meeting to present the results of field research. In itself, this is a low-risk activity. There's no physical danger, and the topic is informative. But what happens when we add who into the mix? Let's say you're meeting with a colleague. There's likely a mutual understanding and respect, so the risk remains low. Now consider if this meeting is with a high-level government official. Here a power dynamic comes into play. The official has authority, which could create pressure or expectations, potentially increasing the risk of abusing that authority. Understanding who is involved helps you assess how power relations might affect the situation. Next, let's think about with how many. If it's just you and one other person, the situation is intimate and may be easy to manage. But it could also feel isolating or too intimate, which might increase vulnerability. It can be intimidating, and you might agree to do things which you would not do in a bigger group. This could also be a situation where grooming happens. Now add a few more people. With a small group, the dynamics change. There's more opportunity for varied opinions and support, which can reduce risk, but it also requires more attention to ensure everyone feels included and safe. In a large gathering, managing the group becomes more challenging. The more people, the more complex the situation. It's harder to monitor interactions and ensure everyone is comfortable, which can increase the risks. Now let's move to where. The location of the activity matters. An open, well-lit office space can help maintain transparency and make everyone feel at ease. But if you move to a small closed room, the environment becomes more private. While this might be necessary for confidentiality, it also reduces visibility and can increase the risk that something goes wrong. What if the meeting is held at someone's home? While it might be convenient, a home setting introduces more personal elements and less oversight, which could raise the risks. When is also crucial, holding a meeting during regular office hours means there's more visibility and accountability, which tends to lower risks. But what if the meeting is scheduled for late in the evening? Darkness and fewer people around can lead to a higher risk, as there's less supervision and more isolation. Finally, accessibility. If the venue is fully accessible, everyone can participate equally, reducing the need for physical assistance and maintaining personal boundaries. But if the venue isn't accessible, someone might need physical help, like being lifted or guided. This increases physical contact, which could lead to uncomfortable or unsafe situations. Each of these elements, what, who, with how many, where, when, and accessibility, plays a part in determining risk. One factor alone might not indicate a risk, but when you combine them, the overall risk can change significantly. By considering all these elements together, you can better understand the risks involved in any activity and take steps to create a safer environment for everyone. Remember, Safeguards risk assessment is about seeing the full picture.
Situational examples for safeguarding. Picture a situation in which building materials are being brought to a remote village. The what here is the delivery of supplies for a community project, a seemingly straightforward activity, but holds significant value for a community where access to such materials is both rare and difficult. The who involved are adults, both the workers bringing the materials and the community representatives receiving them. In a setting like this, where these materials are extremely valuable and hard to obtain, the adult's focus may shift entirely to securing the delivery. Further, the driver and handler are strangers to the village that are bringing these desirable goods. With how many? While this should be a simple handover between a few adults, children from the village, excited by the arrival of materials, are gathering around. The adults, focused on the valuable materials, may overlook the risks that come with unsupervised children being near heavy equipment or materials. In this setting, safeguarding concerns may take a back seat. Where is this happening? In a remote village close to a school. The location is informal, with few boundaries to keep children away from the delivery site, and the presence of outsiders can heighten the risk of inappropriate interactions. When is important too. This delivery is happening right after school, meaning many children are present and unsupervised. Their curiosity, combined with the presence of strangers, raises the potential for unsafe situations, while the adults, preoccupied with securing the materials, may not be as focused on ensuring the children's safety. Even in a simple delivery, combining all these factors paints a clearer picture of the risks. While the delivery of valuable materials is the priority, the presence of children, the informal setting, and the lack of safeguards all raise significant risks. It's important to balance the focus on resources with the need to protect everyone involved, especially in remote and vulnerable communities.